Hey everyone, it's 10 Types, and today I wanted to talk about rotation. Rotation is coming up honestly, it's coming up in like a few months, so we have a little bit of time, like two. It's coming up kind of soon, but we have some time. But I wanted to talk about it because I figured now is a good time, especially if you want to look at one, how things are going to change, and two, decks to play now before rotation. I'm going to be looking through the Justin Basil website. This is a very useful website, especially if you're a newer player. It's an amazing resource. It has a lot of stuff. It's not perfect. It has some like a few weird things. I believe it's run by just one person, so of course it's going to have some bias there. I don't know if it's run by one person, but I think it is, which is impressive, but also means that it's from that person's perspective, which means that for the most part, it's just a very objective website. But then there's like some top 10 lists and like some stuff. So, but anyway, it is a great website for See, there's this thing called Introduction to Rotation. I'll have a link down below to the main page, but it talks about rotation, which pretty much is we're gonna lose cards with the E. Oh, I thought I could click. There's a little E in the lower left-hand corner of some of the cards. And so then we're going to not be able to play those in standard form anymore. So standard has rotation. Some formats do, some formats don't. Well, anyway, I want to talk about the cards we're going to lose, the cards that we're going to, I guess, keep. There are a few that we keep that are kind of weird, but not that many. But most of the ones we're going to lose and how they're going to affect the game. And I think I'm going to do a top 10 biggest changes we're going to see with the rotation. It might not be 10. I made a list and I couldn't quite get 10. So I might not do 10, but a decent amount of cards, and there are going to be some pretty big changes. So the sets are rotating for the most part are going to be Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, Evolving Skies, and Fusion Strike. Celebrations is also rotating, although it does not have as many good cards, or as many cards in general. There are some promos that are going to be rotating, but most of these promos are cards that came out in the regular sets. I'm like looking through them, and most are. And then there are some other cards that are going to be rotating that are like they are going to wait, what's the saying? So cards below are noteworthy and they're leaving the format. Oh, because yeah, so these cards are rotating, um, which is really interesting that like these cards we're gonna lose. For example, let's we got like Gloria, which I actually didn't know was rotating, but it is. So that's like not necessarily the most powerful card, but is a card. Wait, what's Hunting Gloves? Anyway, so all these cards are rotating. Some of these are bad, but they are rotating. Yeah, because they're in sets that are like the most of the cards aren't rotating. A few of these matter. A few of these are kind of big deals. Most of them aren't. And some are like reprints. Like obviously MBV and VMAX are rotating, but they're not like thought of as Crown Zenith cards. But anyway, let's get back up to the top, starting with battle styles. So looking through this list, we are losing. I'll talk about the bold cards first. So artillery, we're losing the rapid strike stuff. So let's talk about rapid strike. Artillery, the rapid strike goes through V and V max. Then we're losing Karina's focus, which is not a huge deal. It is like good, I guess, in the rapid strike deck, but it's only good because the other rapid strike stuff is not particularly great support in general. Tower Waters and rapid strike energy. So all the rapid strike stuff's going away. Let's see, anything else that's big. Echoing Horn is, but we'll talk about that later. Um, Medicham V is important, again, important to the Map Strict deck, but also important for Iron Valiant, so you are going to get a bit of a nerf there. And then, let's see, we are losing Rayquaza. It's not a huge deal, but it's a thing. And then we're going to be losing the Italian V and V Max, and yeah, that's about it for Battle Style, um, for Rapid Strike, and then Single Strike, we are losing, of course, the VMAX, Stone Generator, Tyranitar V, um, the Single Strike Energy, Earn of Vitality. We're going to be losing a Duraludon VMAX. We're going to be losing Umbreon VMAX, which is good. We're going to be losing Gengar VMAX, which is moderately important as well. So we're losing some Single Strike stuff, and then, of course, all the Fusion Strike stuff as well, which is going to be Mew VMAX, Genesect V, Elisa Sparkle, Meloetta, and the Safe Fusion Strike Energy. That we are losing that as well. So all the battle style stuff will be rotating, as well as Ice-Q. Ice-Q is rotating. I don't think everyone knows that, but it is. I think most people know it. The Ice-Q, there are multiple Ice-Qs rotating, but the main one is going to be the battle styles, the Fusion Strike one, which is important to the deck, but the whole deck's rotating, so it doesn't really matter. And I'll talk about the main decks that are rotating. The whole deck is the whole Fusion Strike UV Max Genesect V deck is rotating. All the the Rapid Strike box and the Single Strike box are rotating, as well as Single Strike Lugia are going to be rotating. Those are the main decks. Honestly, Single Strike Lugia isn't a huge deal, or even like Single Strike stuff in general. The main decks are Inteleon VMAX and no, Inteleon VMAX just for VMAX, or some combination of those, and then also Mew VMAX. So yeah, a few VMAXs rotating. But then let's just go through the individual cards. So Cherrim is going to be a bit of a loss. It is arguably the best energy accelerator like ever in a certain way, but it's kind of bad because it doesn't have any good partners, so it's rotating. Durant's rotating, Victini VMAX is rotating, Polion V is rotating, but is kind of getting replaced by Miss Magius. They're different, but they're kind of similar. Mimikyu V and VMAX, I believe the VMAX is rotating. Let me double check. Yeah, so we're losing the V and VMAX. It's not the most powerful, but it is a playable card. It's a single strike stuff. About Houndoom as well, we were losing in like Tyranitar. Corviknight VMAX is moderately okay, but we're also losing Bronzong. Bronzong is a decently big deal. It's not a huge steal, but we are like it's kind of important. I don't know if it's on this list, but that we are losing that. I hope I don't miss any cards because I'm only looking at these cards on this list. If there's something missing, I might remember it, but I might forget it. But we are losing that. And in terms of trainers, well, I'll do Pokemon first. We are losing Beedrill from Chilling Reign. It's the one that like one shots. Traditionally played with Mustard, but we are losing Mustard, which isn't on this list. But yeah, we're losing that, so that's a thing. We're losing Frostlass, which is a playable card, but we have Excalibur. We're losing Inteleon. Ice Rider and Shadow Rider, Calyrex VMAX. Ice Rider might be the biggest VMAX rotating. It's not a huge deal. We are still, I believe, having Kyurem. Wait, no, it's Kyurem. No, Kyurem's also rotating. No, it's not rotating. What am I talking about? Yeah, so we still have Kyurem VMAX. It's not. They're different. It's not necessarily as good as Ice Rider, but it's still a similar idea. So it's not a huge deal. We are losing. This Kirlia isn't that important. This Gardevoir is important to the Gardevoir deck, though. I mean, the Kirlia is important as well. The Gardevoir EX deck is taking a big hit, losing, well, a decent hit. It's going to have to change some. It's losing the Stage 2 attacking Gardevoir as well as one of the Kirlias, but not the Draw 1. The Kirlia is not a huge deal. It's not ideal for the deck, but I mean, it's not ideal losing it, but it's not a huge issue either. But losing the Gardevoir isn't good. It's going to have to change a bunch. It's not losing just Gardevoir. It's losing a number of cards. That being said, the deck still. I mean, you have one of the best draw cards. Not necessarily one of the best draw cards ever, though a very strong draw card. And then one of the best energy accelerators ever. So you're not like. It's not bad, but it is losing some stuff. It's losing this Gallade. People don't really play this Gallade, but some people have. This is the fighting Gallade. Um, Losing Malamar, I'm happy about that because I don't like Malamar. I think a lot of people know that. It's not nothing particularly wrong with it, but I don't like it. It's not that good. Shadow Rider, that doesn't really matter. We have Zadu, which is more or less the same thing. Going Zapdos V, that's fine, I guess. I mean, it's an okay card, but we're losing. Yeah, it's whatever. Single apes. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Sandaconda VMAX. It's okay. Glen Moltres V is actually a pretty. It's not a huge deal, but it is a card that sees some play. I mean, nothing too crazy though. It's decent in Roaring Moon, but not even necessary in Roaring Moon. And then I mean, it's just a good card. It's not like a super great card though, so it's fine. Losing Blissey, Cast Form. Wait a second. Which Cast Form? That's this cast form, right? Yes, we're losing this cast form, but we're losing like this one's not good. The other ones are like better. That's the worst cast form. So we're losing the cast forms. Uncommon Fossil likes them. I don't. We're losing Avery. Don't think it's gonna change the format like at all, but like we're losing it. I've always thought the card's bad, and I stand by it. It has some minor use, but it's not that good of a card. So that's not a huge deal. Brawly obviously not very good. Echoing Horn is actually a pretty big loss though. Echoing Horn is I mean it's so like good for control. And I don't. Is there a way to do that? Like the Echoing Horn effect? I don't know. I can't think of anything. There is like Erica's Invitation and there's Manaphy, which is like the same thing as Erica's Invitation, but also like I don't know. It's gonna be a big hit. Like they're not the same type of cards. So Yeah, losing Echo Coin's pretty bad for control. I'm happy about it, but I mean, it's not gonna like kill the deck or anything, but it's gonna make it worse. I guess I'm happy it's rotating. I think Echo Coin is a really cool card. I like it more than like Eric's Invitation and Mana Fate, but um, it's fine. Losing Flannery, that doesn't really matter. We have Giacomo or Giacomo. I don't remember how to say it. And Fog Crystal, another decent like annoying loss for Psychic decks. It's a good card. It's not like it's gonna make those decks unplayable or anything. I mean, you still have plenty of Pokemon Search. Um, though we are losing Level Ball. Where did I skip over Level Ball? Yeah, we're losing Level Ball. Oh yeah, I'm talking about trainers now. So let's talk about trainers some as well. Losing Level Ball, Fog Crystal, as well as Battle VIP Pass. So losing a bunch of Pokemon Search. I don't think any of those individually would be a huge loss, but losing them all together is a pretty big deal. You're looking at a deck like Lost Zone, which likes Battle VIP Pass. It doesn't love it, but it's pretty decent. I mean, okay, I don't think Battle VIP Pass is as good as people hype it up to be. It's good, but it's not like insanely good or anything. But like Lost Zone could play Fog Crystal, Level Ball, or Battle VIP Pass, but now I can't play any of them because they're all rotating. But you still have Nest Ball and Ultra Ball. And then you do have Great Ball, Pokeball. You do have Master Ball that's gonna be coming, which honestly isn't good. It's not like trash or anything, though. You could run it if you want. Like Prime Catcher is good, but as a Prime Catcher, I'm gonna mention a few cards coming the next time in this video. They're not like super important to understanding rotation, especially because we don't know all the cards coming the next set. But we don't know most. We know only a few, but I don't think they're going to be too many. Like I don't think they're going to reprint Escape Rope. So yeah, and then there's Level Ball, Fog Crystal, and in Battle VIP Pass, which are all rotating. I don't think they're going to change the meta much, though. They're just Pokemon Search, but it's not like we don't have Pokemon Search. So I think we'll be fine. It'll hurt some decks. It'll hurt Gardevoir mostly. Um, yeah, I mean I don't really like Gardevoir either, so people don't play Gardevoir as much. I don't mind that, but not there's anything wrong with it. I think it's like kind of cool. Potentially it's a cool card, but now people are gonna have to be more creative, which is gonna be fun. Yeah, we'll skip these trainers for now. We'll go to the next set Pokemon wise. Tropius is actually kind of a big. It's not a huge deal, but this is gonna be rotating. It's a grass tech. It's okay. Leafeon V and VMAX, kind of fun. There are a bunch of VMAXs from the set. There's what Gyarados, Leafeon, Umbreon. Umbreon's good. Honestly, hasn't seen like a ton of play, but it's a very good card. Lycanroc, um, Espeon's like pretty good. Sylveon's pretty decent. Rayquaza's okay. I mean, it's a decent draw engine. It's an attacker. It's been pretty bad. Um, and then Duraludon VMAX, that's like a decent card. Right now it's not that good, but it's okay. Then we have, yeah, that's it for Pokemon for VMAXs. We are losing Suicune V. We're not losing Raikou or Entei though. Pretty sure. Yeah, so that's fine. And not like it's okay, but we have Palkia. We have a few water Pokemon. We're losing Ludicolo as well. I mean, who plays Ludicolo? But we are losing it. We're losing Milotic. We're losing Ice Cube, which like block. Ice Cube isn't that good. Oh, Jolteon as well. That's kind of a big issue. Then we are losing Flaffy. Flaffy's a pretty big deal. It's like not gonna kill Miraidon, but it's gonna hurt Miraidon. Um, it's gonna hurt it. Like Flappy is so good, or it's not super good, but it's quite good for the deck. We're losing Level Ball as well, but people don't usually play Level Ball in Flappy decks. But I feel like losing Flappy, it's like a moderately important issue, but Lightning hasn't been that good. I mean, like Regieleki is all like Regieleki and Miraidon and Raikou and Raichu V and like those type of Pokemon. They're gonna struggle without Flaffy, but the deck's always struggled. Like people have been cutting Flaffies. I mean, the deck's weird. I think Miraidon's been like in a weird spot for a while, and people have not been playing it super well. I mean, it's not a super powerful deck, but like Raichu V is super powerful because I mean it can one shot anything, but you need Flaffies, and people don't play Flaffies, and they're like wonder why they lose. So I don't know. I think Rhydon is like its own thing, and Rhydon players will do their thing. But Flaffies is a pretty big loss. Pumpkaboo and Bump Stadiums, people don't really play this though. Via mentioned it hurts Iron Valiant, it hurts Rap Strike, so that's a pretty big issue. Um, But like I don't know. Iron Valiant's gonna get like a ton of new tools in the next set, or at least one really good new tool. So I'm not like overly worried about it. But yeah. Then we also have Glaring Moltres. Glaring Moltres is decent. I mean, I've never been the biggest fan of it. It's like it's potentially pretty good, but it's kind of awkward to use. We losing Clara as well, which I'll get to, and that like kind of synergy with it, but it's fine. I mean, we still have Radiant Charizard, so it's not a huge deal in there. They're pretty similar Pokemon. I said Umbreon VMAX, pretty big deal, but yeah. Zoroark, it's gonna die. I'm sad. It's gonna rotate, but it's fine. It was never that good. It has some like potential to be really cool, but it's not that good. Altaria, I think Altaria also had potential to be like super good with Squirrent. Never really saw too much play. It's not a huge deal. There have been like a few good Altarias. I think we're losing. Is this the only one we're losing? It might be. We got the EX, then we got the one from Silver Tempest. So it's whatever. I mentioned Rayquaza, Flapple, and Appleton rotating is a little sad because we're not going to get them together with Diplin and Hydrapple, but it's fine. I don't know. I think it's gonna be like they're decent cards, but they're mostly just good in Zoroark. We have Scyther or Scizor to replace Flapple, and Appleton's pretty mediocre right now. Regidraco, a bit of a hit to the Reggie stack, but people would even this is the Regidraco that hits harder, but doesn't like draw. People don't play it that much. And Regieleki, as well. That one's rotating. That one's like decent, but it doesn't matter that much. I do think the other Regieleki is better. This is the Snipe Regieleki. Well, no, sorry, this is the Spread Regieleki. It does 120 to the active, 20 to or like 40 to 2 bench or 20. I don't remember. I think it's 40 to 2 bench. I don't play Regis because they're bad. It's not a huge hit though. Fusion Strike. Wait, why is Butterfree on this list? Because the Metapod like rotated. Yeah, I don't really know. Butterfree is not good. So oh yeah, Oricorio also a Fusion Strike card. Lapras. What Lapras is this? That's the Rapid Strike one. A lot of these cards aren't very good. Carbonal V is good in control. Pikachu is also good. Carbonal V is pretty good though. And I'm not that sad to see it go. I mean, it was fine, but whatever. Italian VMAX I said and Mew VMAX, but so Pikachu is like okay in control, but Deoxys also in DP. I would also include. I guess DP is okay. Morpeko, is this the single strike one? I think. Veltal is Oh, I skipped celebrations. Oops. Yveltal is which one? Oh, this is the single strike one. That's not that good. Dunsparce, which stops weakness. That's like kind of a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal. I mean, like let's be honest, who's playing colorless? You can play colorless. It's not like awful. Arceus isn't that bad. But then on top of that, like you're not being hit for weakness, so it doesn't really matter. So Dunsparce is kind of useless right now. Potentially it could be a thing in the future, but not really. Greedent, like bro, Greedent's not good. And then, okay, so we're losing Kyogre. I honestly don't care. I've never thought it was that good, but we are losing it. That's hurts Lost Zone, I guess. I never played Kyogre in Lost Zone. I never loved it. Like Pikachu was pretty good, and is still pretty good, but it's a little awkward to play. We're losing it though. That's fine. Mew from Celebration is a pretty decent engine card. Honestly, it's a pretty big loss, but like, I don't really care. It's not that like good. It's not like a super reliable engine. It's not like we're losing Comfy. Like Comfy is just kind of better. They're not really the same, but I don't really think losing Mew is gonna be a huge deal. Losing Zacian V, however, is a pretty big deal. Because this Zacian V is like super good for a Gardevoir, and it has the same attack as Baby Gardevoir, so you're losing both of those. So you need to kind of focus on like Screamtail and something else that I don't know, Mewtwo V. Wait, no, are we losing the V unions? I think we are losing Mewtwo V union. So, like, I don't know, you'll have some options, though. It's not like Psychic's a bad type, it is the best type in the game. And then Yveltal, this is the Control Yveltal that removes special energies. Oh, you have Yakimo or whatever, so it's fine. Then we have some promos we are losing. Which of these aren't, like, in the regular set? Like, some of these aren't, but most of these are bad. Uh, Dragonite V. This isn't a promo exclusive. Was it here? No, I believe it was in Evolving Skies. It's not a promo exclusive, but that was fine for Lost Zone. Again, I don't really like. I never really loved it in Lost Zone. It is fine, but we have plenty of new cards, so it's not a huge deal. Burnett, Professor Burnett. I mean, it hurts Lugia Geps, I guess, but It's not a huge deal. Mewtwo V Union, losing that, not like a massive deal. It's decent, but it's nothing crazy. I did not know we were losing a Blitzel. Sorry, All Out Blitzel. All out of the format Blitzel. Oh, that wasn't funny. And then Hoopa V, that's fine. People don't really play it. Yeah. Oh, and Clara, yeah. So let's talk about these other Pokemon, and then we'll talk about the trainers in a minute. What even are like? I don't know all these Pokemon. No, wait, what Dedenne is this? I don't know. Is this the confusion one? It might be the confusion Dedenne. It might not be. Oh yeah, it is the confusion Dedenne. So we're losing that. And no one plays that. Then Mimikyu VMAX, Alchemy, and I'm assuming Cafe Master. Yeah, that's fine. Druddigon is okay, a Druddigon, but it's nothing crazy. Isola's Premonition is also okay with Mimikyu, but whatever. Uh, and then, yeah, we're losing Glare and Articuno V. I didn't say that earlier, but we are. That's fine. And Gloria. Um, Anything else here? We are losing spicy seasoned curry, which is like actually a kind of a big deal for Cloth. It's like really bad for that deck. So Cloth's actually taking one of the biggest hits because like, well, okay, now Student Electrode V is taking a big hit. Cloth is still very playable. It's still a very good card. You can just pair it with the Among Us guy, the Brute Bonnet, which is pretty decent. So you got some decent value there, but it's losing space and seasoned curry kind of sucks for Student Electrode V. So probably don't play that post rotation as you're hitting much less. I think. And then we have Trainer Gallery stuff. We have Trainer Gallery, Crown Zenith. A few of these are unique cards, but a lot aren't. Um, what Snorlax is this? I really don't know. Kind of forgot. Anyway, most of those aren't exclusives. Okay, and coach, we are keeping Judge, Research, EXP share. Yeah, okay, that's not a huge deal. I mean, keeping Research is a huge deal in Judge, but I kind of need those. But then trainers, I talked about some of these, but not all of them. Music Energy Recycler, it's not a huge deal. We have Super Rod. It's like a moderate deal, but we're losing. The main card was paired with the Was Celebrations card, which we're losing anyway. Losing Rope is again like kind of a big deal, but not a huge deal. We do still have Switch and Switch Cart, and then Prime Catcher, and then we are losing Cross Switcher. But I think like Cross Switcher, Rope, they're decent cards. I mean, the Rope's a good card, but like it's not a game defining card. We still have Switch. We still have Switch card. So they're, I don't think it's gonna like toss up the meta too much. But losing Rope's a little annoying for certain decks. Fan of Waves is moderately good, or has been good at times. It's not that good right now, but it could be good. But we're losing that, so that's fine. I hope we get Enhanced Hammer back. Honestly, I think Fan of Waves was really weak. Then we have Tower of Darkness, single strike card, Tool Jammer. Tool Jammer is actually like kind of important. With the TMs, it's really good. I mean, not really good, but it's pretty good. But it's rotating, so yeah, and then that's it. Obviously, Rap Strike, single strike stuff. Then we were losing from Chilling Reign. I said Frog, Crystal Flare, and I talked about some of these. We're losing the gloves as well. They do stuff. I think Justified Gloves was the best one. I honestly don't know, and I don't really care. They're not that good. But we are losing them. Yeah, they're not good. Clara though, Clara's a pretty big loss. Um, it's not amazing. It's a good card though. Recovering two Pokemon, two basic energy from your discard to your hand. I don't know. I don't think it's a massive loss. I personally like Rod more. Then we also Miriam. Miriam's a really good card. Well, it's really really good. Like if you get all full value for it, it's insane. But it's obviously different than Clara as well, right? It's more like Rod than Clara. But yeah, we still have that. It's gonna be a bit of a change, but it's not gonna like destroy decks or anything. Melanie, yeah, that will destroy decks, but most of those decks are rotating. So I honestly don't know who this hurts. It hurts like what deck it hurts. I can't think off the top of my head. I mean, like I guess Arceus, but then we're losing Old Cemetery, which is not that big of a deal. Losing Path. Path is a big deal. Path is actually a really big deal, obviously, but it's not as good as it used to be. Honestly, like rotation this year is super weird. or it's not that weird, but it's often like this. But usually the good cards, the cards that like used to be good, because a lot of these cards used to be super good, they get like pushed out of the format, not necessarily due to power creep, but kind of due to power creep, kind of just due to change in the general format. So then you have something like Path, which used to be really good, which isn't as good. It honestly falls off before it rotates, which is kind of good. I kind of like that. But yeah, Path rotating is still a big deal. It was good for certain decks, but not as big as it used to be because we have a lot of abilities that aren't rule box Pokemon. Though we have Squawk really, but that like you're not gonna hit shut off Squawk really that often. Anyway, losing Peony. Peony loss is not a huge deal. Some people have been checking in like Miraidon. It's not that good in Miraidon. It allows you to like turn one attack a little bit more consistently, but like it makes everything else worse. It's not that good. Miraidon like notoriously has like an awful late game. So yeah, that's not my problem though. I don't really play very much Miraidon. Maybe it is. Maybe I'll try it, but yeah, it's not a huge loss. Peonia, on the other hand, is a really big loss. Peonia is probably the most underrated card I've seen, and probably like since I've been playing Pokemon, like like within the last like 5 years or something. It's so good. It's like so hard to play. It's probably the hardest card to play in the game. I don't play it well. Like it takes so like if you really want to get good, just like use Peonia. Because it's so like it allows you to get in really good positions where you know your prizes perfectly, so you can like you can take like quote cards plays that would be quote risks, and they're like not risks because you know exactly what's going to happen. So you with so Peonia rotating is like a big deal, but people haven't used it that well anyway, so it doesn't matter. It obviously hurts like prizing stuff, but you still have this year in heavy ball. Now we get to the biggest loss, which is gonna be um Raihan. Raihan is like the biggest loss for rotation, because it like enables single prize decks more or less. It does so much stuff. It's good in like not every deck, but almost any deck. Because it gets like a ton of search, acceleration. It's super good. So losing that's a big deal. I don't think it's going to destroy decks though. Rescue Carrier is not a huge deal, but we are losing that. Um, those just cards aren't very good, or go with specific cards as well. Crystal Cave is like a minor loss, but like most of the stuff that you would use it is rotating. Copycat is a bit of a loss. It's a decent draw splitter, but nothing insane. Boost Shake is moderately good, but um, I don't know the play. And then let's see. Oh, Full Face Guard is like okay, but we have a lot of decent damage reduction right now. Shopping Center, moderately good. Stormy Mountains, moderately good. Switching Cups. Oh wait, Zinnia's Resolves are yeah, Zinnia's is rotating. Zinnia's is like a very good draw supporter. It's not like a best of the best, but it's still quite good. So I think that's a bit of an issue, but we still have some decent draw. We have the best draw supporters are staying in like Research and Iono, and then we still have some other ones. And then yeah, losing Switching Cups is moderately. It's an interesting card, but not used too much. I mentioned about VIP Pass. It's rotating. Some people think it's a really big deal. It's like not that big of a deal, but it's still it's gonna hurt some decks, but it's just gonna like slow things down a little bit. But it's not a huge deal. Just like Ultra Ball and Nest Ball. But we're losing that. Losing Adventures Discovery. It's just not big of a deal. Hook. Still have Pokemon Center Lady, I think. I haven't really played it. Chromatic doesn't really matter that much. It's just a little bit of play, but it's a replaceable card. I don't know. It's just like a weird card. Cross, which I mentioned earlier. Um, we got some single or some fusion strike stuff. Skater's Park, like that's not that important. Shauna is in more or less reprinted. Schoolgirl is okay, and Schoolboy is also playable. It's on this list. It's worse, but it's okay. Schoolgirl is like a decent draw supporter. But we still have we have enough. And then Cindy's like a decent disruption supporter, but I don't know. I've never found a ton of use for it. Some people play it, but it's not that big of a deal. Um, let's see. Promos, we don't really have anything except for Burnout, which I mentioned. Then let's see anything else here. We are losing. I don't think so. I think that's about it. We're losing Blunder Policy. Whoa. Um, yeah. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, I think rotation is going to be like obviously it's going to be impactful. It always is, but it's not going to be anything crazy. It's not going to like shake up the game drastically, which I think is good. I think the format's pretty good right now. UT Max rating I'm happy about. A little sad about the losing like Rapid Strike, and those are the main losses as well as Raihan. Losing Raihan, like I don't love, but aside from that, no crazy losses. But I'm looking forward to rotation. I think we'll get some new stuff. well, we are gonna get like a new set with it as well. The new set's like so sick. It's probably one of my favorite sets I've like seen in a while. Well, I'm not sure. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.